sharing your awful experience of that evening as well. That's obviously where it started, and we always remember the 72 who lost their lives, and the hundreds of other people that have got to continue living with their experience that night. So we always remember them. So I'd like to hand over now to Giles Grover, my partner in crime, who runs the Cladiators with me. I'll hand over to him now. Thank you.
Hiya. Obviously, as soon as I come here, it just starts to rain and dark clouds approach. Hopefully that doesn't mean anything. Thank you, Rebecca. Well, thank you first to the residents who've joined us on stage, to Georgie and to Anastasia for being so brave and telling their story. Thank you to the speakers as well. We've always known we've had the support in Manchester. I mean, that's one of the reasons we founded Manchester Cladiators, well, a long time ago. Hopefully we'll be able to disband fairly soon, but we'll keep fighting until we can. But as has been said by a lot of the speakers, it's the support that we've had and got from the council, from GMCA, from the MPs as well, both in Salford and in Manchester, that's really helped us to have our strong, powerful voice. So thank you to everyone who's supported us so far, the speakers, and, well, you can give them a round of applause first. Thank you. And a special thanks to Rebecca. Where are you, Rebecca? Mainly Rebecca, to be honest. Basically just a machine organising all these things and ensuring everything goes so smoothly. I just sort of stand around saying, oh, let's do this, let's do that. Rebecca's already done it. So yeah, that's great. I don't really know where to start, because I did write some notes, but I think most people have kind of spoken about the main issues. So just to follow up on that in terms of we really had to do something here, because obviously the Conservatives just around the corner. Michael? Are you there, Michael? He can hear us, he's definitely there. We actually, 2 weeks ago, I've seen some. Oh, hiya. You all right? Hi, Michael. How are we doing? Oh, it's another Michael. Not you, Michael. So a couple of weeks ago, we had a rally in Westminster. I recognise a few faces that were there. We took the battle to the government, took it to Westminster Square. Over 1,000 people there as well. And it's great to see some of those faces back. And as I say, the Conservatives now come to our city, so that's why we're doing this. And we know that Michael Gove, he actually got reshuffled the day that we were having that rally on Thursday, and a couple of days later, a bit of politics obviously with the government trying to let us know that they're doing their job. It was in the Times. Michael Gove's got to deliver a new solution, because the solution right now, the £5 billion, what's on the table, isn't working. It isn't helping enough people, so we need a proper and fair solution, and we're relying upon Mr. Gove to deliver it. Round of applause to Mr. Gove while we still like him. I was actually going to come as Giles Michael Gove, but it didn't quite work in the end. So, as I say, we've been campaigning that long. There has been progress, but it's just been so slow. It's taken a year. We got the 200 million for the ACM quite quickly. A year later, after a meeting with us, we got another £1 billion. They said, there's no more money, that's it, that's your lot. A year later, we got, in total, it's actually 4.5 billion. Don't let the government tell it that it's over 5 billion. It's 4.5 billion in the Building Safety Fund. So we're getting there. As has been spoken about, though, the cross-party select committee has said about 15 billion. Industry estimates say it'll be about 50 billion. We can talk about figures all we want. Until the government actually gets a grip and takes control, we won't know. So that's kind of the point, that what we're trying to say is, rather than worry about, well, we will worry about the thousands of pounds, the tens of thousands, the hundred thousands, it's the people behind it that are affected. That's what people forget. As Georgie said, we always say, we don't like the word leaseholders, because it is so dehumanising that, you think, oh, I'm a leaseholder. What is a leaseholder? We're residents, we're owner-occupiers, we're human beings. We're people who just wanted to fulfil that very simple, great British dream of having a home. We've got a home, but we've been told it's unsafe. So now we need the government, the Cell-style Party of Home Ownership and Fairness, to fix this. I'm getting a bit political, sorry about that. Well, I will say it's successful. Well, I will say, before I, we better not be too harsh, Lucy's still here. It is successive governments. It's been the best part of 4 decades, the last 20 years as well. It's the insulation that's flammable that was allowed because there was concern about climate change that was signed in 2006. It's the fact that the regulations, it's always been a bonfire of regulations, not the best choice of words, but it's always been the case that it's deregulate, left, right and centre, focus on the developers. The developers, over the years, they've got billions. Even since the Grenfell tragedy, they've made £15 billion in profits. Estimates to fix our homes are £15 billion. Let me do some maths. I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm not a complete anti-capitalist as such. But it is just a case of, last year, the developers got 16 billion VAT reliefs from the Treasury. About 7 billion stamp duty land tax cut. Help to Buy as well, which has been called the crack cocaine for the developers. Why not link Help to Buy with ensuring that the developers are actually communicating with helping the people in the buildings that they've actually not built safely? But I want to ensure we keep our focus on the government, because it's the government that is responsible. It's the government that has the power to fix it. It's the government that has the responsibility to fix it and the authority, because they are in charge of regulations. You can still have homes in buildings under 18 metres built with combustible materials. There's a consultation last year that still hasn't been responded to. So homes are still being built unsafely. You've got Transport House, we've got residents from Transport House here. £93,000 they're being told to fix it. And this is the frustrating thing that we've told the government. The End Our Cladding Scandal campaign relaunched just over a year ago. We had 10 steps. If the government had listened to those 10 steps and talked to us properly, collaboratively, constructively, would be a heck of a long way further than we are now. There's still very much this kind of paternalistic top-down, this is what we're doing, this is how great we are. We have meetings with Lord Greenhalgh who, he does front up and talk to us, but he doesn't have the authority. So the point is now that we need Mr. Michael Gove. Michael Gove, we're waiting for you. We know that you've got the more authority, more experience than his predecessor might have. He's met some of the Conservative MPs, some of the rebels. He's met the chair of the National Housing Federation. Quite disappointed he didn't meet us. A bit frustrating. I'm also surprised Rebecca didn't trip him up, but I guess that's, being non-political as well, so that's a good thing. He's actually at a fringe event today called Trusting the People at 5 p.m. So, what we're doing, we're asking, there are solutions out there, this is the point, that it's all about actually saying, right, I want to get a grip of this crisis, I want to fix it for all buildings, all defects, have a proper approach, start collecting the data. We called that for that a year ago, they belatedly started doing it. Fund interim measures, waking watch, alarms, insurance. We called for that in June 2020 when we submitted our scrutiny to the Select Committee. In December, they finally said, here, have 30 million Waking Watch Relief Fund. They get more than 30 million a year in VAT, HM Treasury, on Waking Watch and insurance. It's about fairness. So it's about solutions. There's the McPartland-Smith amendments are out there. They have been tabled to protect leaseholders, to protect residents, to protect the only innocent people, the victims of this crisis. Thankfully, Lucy is there, has offered to work cross-party. As we've said, she's still here, hiya. As we said, there's 30 MPs who voted for us during the fire safety bill. They are still standing by us. And there are more as well who want to focus on home ownership and fairness. And as one of the Conservative MPs who didn't vote for us said, during the fire safety bill, we were promised that we'd be protecting the building safety bill. That promise, like many of the promises that have been made over the last 2, 3, 4 years, they haven't been held. So we're relying upon Michael Gove. We need a brand new start. We need a fresh way of thinking. We need Michael Gove to sit down with us, to trust us, to use our lived experience, and together we can end this crisis. Thank you.
Michael Gove, if you're listening, we've still got time for you this week. If you want to meet up, we can get a handful of group of residents. You need to know, firsthand what's going on. Ironically, on the Manchester Central building round the corner, I took a photo this morning. They've got a big banner that says, "Getting on with the job." So come on then, get on with the job. That's what they need to do, because 4 years after Grenfell, this is not good enough. Enough is enough. They need to solve this now. Even if they provided all the funding tomorrow, it will take years to do that building work, so all these buildings. So, you know, our lives are just being wasted away at this point. So they need to get on with the job and they need to end the building safety crisis. Thank you so much, everyone.